Yeah, so I'm with him.
Okay.
Yeah, we are the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, presenting a facial recognition. Share a window, a tab. Yeah, this one.
10 minutes for slides, 15 for project.
All right.
I think it's on.
So
it is on, we can see it. Just go to slideshow.
Yes, sir. So this is our title for our project. Class attendance by facial recognition for the School of Computing and Informatics, Bugema University. Okay, presenters, that's my name, Luya Robbie Mwanga, and my brother Dushime Mudahera Richard. We have our abstract. So our abstract, this project involves building an attendance system which utilizes facial recognition to mark the presence of a student when they come in class and when they go out of class. That is in time and out time marking of a student. So our project covers the areas such as facial detection. We have alignment, we have recognition, along the development of the web application to cater the various use cases of the system, such as registration of new students, addition of photos. Then we do training of the photos. This means the system to be recognizing the faces each and every time after doing the attendance, after doing the registration. Then from there, we have viewing of the attendance reports and other things. So this project intends to save an efficient substitute for traditional, like a substitute for traditional manual attendance system, of which the current
But the
system.
slide is not moving. Slide is not moving.
All right. Is it? Yeah. For the manual, it's not moving.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Share the whole screen.
So let me do stop sharing.
Share the whole screen.
I share
The entire screen.
Let's hope it will start moving.
Yes, it's okay. Go on. Continue where you stopped from, eh?
Yeah, so the main purpose of us is just to substitute the traditional manual attendance system, which is available of writing attendance names on a piece of paper. So therefore, this system can be used in different entities, such as corporate offices, in schools and other organizations where security is essential. So our introduction for this, we're going to refer the first term, which is attendance, which is a group of an individual or a group can appear at a particular time and being present at the location for a scheduled event or a class. In this event, we're going to concentrate on a class for the school. Then this is a physical person appearing on that meeting. Then attendance, class attendance, this is an important part in the academic process that should be considered both a privilege and response as a responsibility. So a lecturer must take attendance records for a student during a class session, which it always happens on paper. Absenteeism should not be taken. Should taken only for important and necessary reasons, such as maybe sickness or something, funeral and other things. So every student, it's a must that they need to attend and write their details on a piece of paper. This takes time, a lot of time in class, because when the paper is passing through, other people like some of the students do not get to concentrate on what the lecturer is talking about or explaining. They will concentrate on writing their details on the piece of paper. So hence an automated system is more important to the daily student class operation and record keeping in a short time possible in a dynamic way. So generally, we are going to talk about the automation, which plays an important role in a global economy and daily experience. Engineers strive to combine automated devices with mathematical and organizational tools to create complex systems for a rapid expanding range of applications. With the advancements of technology, however, more universities are now moving into enterprise resource management system, which is the ERMS, and we're lucky that Bugema has one. And ERMS is an automated system that is used to manage students' information and its administration. An information system is meant to provide the administration and the staff with the information in real time to make their work more interesting and less stressful and help manage their daily operation for the class, such as class attendance, list registration. So an information system refers to a computer-based system application designed to support the operation, the operations management and the decision functionality of an organization. In this case, School of Computing and Informatics. With information system, the school personnel is freed from time-consuming tasks of filing, managing, and searching information, therefore allowing administrators and staff to focus more on students' care. So we have a system specification.
Okay, as my friend said, by name I'm Richard Dushime Mudahera, and I'm going to be presenting this part for requirement specification. Yeah, on this part, we are going to explain some of the requirements that we use so that we can come up with this system. Some of them, first, we used HTML. HTML is known as Hypertext Markup Language, which was used to develop web pages. CSS, it's a cascading style sheet, was used to style web pages. And also we used Bootstrap, also on front end, to add some animations for our system. We also used Adobe Master Collection to make some of the pictures so that they can appear good or look good on the system. On the back end also, we used Python. Python, you know that it's an interpreted high-level general-purpose programming language. We used it to develop the front end or the functionality for the system. Adding on this one also, when we used also Django, Python and Django. Django is known as the web framework for Python. We used it. Also on some communications in the back end, for some of the forms, we included some PHP for better functionalities. Also JavaScript, there is some of whereby we use JavaScript scripts to give still better functionalities. We use also on the back end database, we used SQLite, and also we preferred using my SQLite. That's what we preferred using. Can continue. When we reach on hardware requirement, what's needed so that our system come to function? First of all, we needed or we used a camera. As per now, we are using the webcam, but also as we are going to be implementing it, to be using a webcam that you can place anywhere. We are also using a computer. A computer, it's also, okay, it has all, everything for the scene. That's where we are coding, doing everything.
Yes,
So
go on.
okay.
All right, so we have our system design, which the first one that we have a user case diagram. So for the user case diagram, we have a student to start with, whom on our system is going to log in, register, and the face will be recognized for a class attendance. Then we have admin panel, which can consist of the head of department, can consist of the dean, can consist of the lecturer. So these ones, they can log in, they have to approve registration, they can add a record, they can edit a record, they can delete, view, and they can add the grades based on the attendance, because we have 5% grading on that. Then the other one that we have is the sequence diagram.
Okay, on the sequence diagram, we are going to explain the activities that involves in facial recognition or a student to mark his or her attendance, that process. First of all, when the admin has already registered a student, it involves to register a student, his or her name. We are going to show it when we'll be showing you the interfaces and the functionality for the system. A student comes, first of all, there is capturing of a picture. On admin side, he will first capture the images. It's done automatically. Capture the images, then it will store it in a particular place. Then, after that, there will be verify information. Here in verification information, we included the training model, data training model, whereby the pictures, all those images that means from taking a student will be stored and trained so that next time the system can recognize that person when her or he or her is attending a particular class. Then validation of information, when the data have already been saved, database system, this system. So next time when a student comes, that's why we come here on when informations are saved. We are starting again here on the student. I don't know if you are seeing, I'm moving the cursor on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When information are saved, the diagram will come back on the student, so that when I come, when I come, I'll first mark my attendance in by facial recognition. Then I can also mark my attendance out when the class is done. Then after that, I can go. All student information are displayed, whereby the student will have to log in first using the username that we are given by the admin. Then he or her can view his attendance report. Yeah. And also here on a lecturer can view student information. Let's take a lecturer maybe as admin. If a lecturer has been assigned to be the admin, he can log in, then also view student informations and the statistics for a student that on how students has attended in a week, even in 2 weeks, a month, can view the statistics.
All right, then we have the methodology of what we use to come up with this. So in research on what made us to come up with our project, the first one we looked at literature review, which document review, of which we checked how our lecturers compiled the attendance. Some, they do faithfully to go through to check the attendance of the students to award them grades, but some they don't because it's a tiresome work. Then we also had oral interview with our students and other lecturers to find out how best we can come up with the system. Then we looked at the system design, which is currently in place of writing papers and all that, which wasn't appropriate for us. Then we did the system analysis. That's what made up to come up with this kind of a project. Then we also looked at data modeling and testing. All right. Then what the method that we're going to use to implement this project, we're going to use the agile software development, which will start by us planning. Then we're going to build. Then we're going to launch. Then from there, we're going to be getting feedbacks on how the system is working. Then, therefore, we're going to go to the business aspect. So the main aim for us to develop this facial class attendance by facial recognition information system is to enable faster and efficient attendance list generation, then limiting human errors, then proper handling of proper handling and the management of the students' data in a better service delivery. So the first thing, we looked at the strategy in the business, which we are going to use the SWOT analysis, which strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So this one will make us analyze our major competitors and ourselves for this system.
Go on. The next thing.
Yeah, we have the marketing strategy, which will help us sell and generate revenue. We have the financing part, which will focus on the forecasting and the budgeting. We have the human resource, which we need qualified admins to use the system. Then we have the technology and equipment, which a person needs to understand. We need to understand the needs and balance them with the budget that we're going to have according to our finance. Then the operation, this is just the process of controlling the process of production, like how the system will benefit us. So we're going to switch the screens and take you to our project itself. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, you can share it.
Okay.
The entire screen. Yeah. Yeah, presenting its own.
Okay, we are now showing the home or the interface for the system. First of all, we are running it on local host. As I said before, we used Django framework and Python with the development of this system. First of all, for the system to run first on localhost, let me take a look into it. First of all, you have to come and go straight to the directory where the server is. After that, you have to start the server by running the, we created the virtual environment, once it's running, then starting it, just typing source. I'm using Ubuntu source, the name of the virtual environment, attend /b, then activate. This is the code so that the virtual environment can start. As you can see, it is already started here. Here at the start, attend. And also running the server, maybe let me run it. Let me cancel what was running in the background. Then you just type Python 3 manage.py run server. Then you run it. After this, you are good to go. You go just in the browser, you type localhost 8000. This is the address where Django do run in the web browser. The server. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah. It's now running, as you can see, starting development server at this localhost address. Yeah.
All right, now we have our first interface, which is our home. So I'll explain the admin part first, then we go to the student part. So the admin part.
So do this. Create
yes.
a user, let him attend.
All right. So first of all, we have to log in into our system. So this is our login panel. So the user is the admin with its password. Then you log in. Once you log in, there are these 4 buttons that are there. So I'll start with registration until to the end. So the first one is registration. This one allows us to register a new student. Okay, so I'm going to use my first name, Robbie, to register. This is the username that I've created for the student. Then I need to put a password which consists of 8 characters. So I'll use. Then I will register. So once it's done registering, it will even tell you like student registered successfully.
Successfully. Okay.
Yes. So when you're done now, we need to add the photo to the student that we have created. So you come to add photo. Once you come to add photo, we have to bring back the user that we had created by the names of Robbie. Then from there, we submit. Once we submit, a pop-up of a camera will come. Okay, the camera is touching. Camera is touching.
It's coming.
All right. So we have the camera. So if I concentrate for some time on the camera, it does take the pictures automatically itself. All right. So this process takes around less than 10 minutes. Once it's done, it gives a notification down to say that data set
created. Yeah?
Created. So that means,
okay, go on.
Yeah, my pictures have been uploaded. Then all right. Then from there, we are going to train.
Okay, after this, when show the notification that data set has been created, maybe let me show you what we are meaning when saying data set created. First of all, we have a training data set, whereby we created an algorithm. We used this for loop. It captures the frame in the milliseconds. Let me show you some of the code when it's used. Okay. Yeah, it's here. Okay, it's here. The process of creating a data set. First of all, the ID or the username have to log in as admin. Then we created a particular folder whereby we'll be storing our data. After that, we initialize video stream. It starts, then start taking new pictures, frame. In facial recognition, maybe we'll explain it later, some of the tools that we use practically. We use DLIP, that's a detector, with that rectangle that I've been displaying on the face. Some of the models. Okay. Yeah.
Just go on the next thing. It's okay. We've seen that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll do that in the book. Just go on to register.
As you can see, the folder is here for Robbie. With 300 pictures. That's what we used as our sample. We hope that, or we assume that with 300 pictures, if we train them, the system will recognize that person. Next time if it comes, it will recognize him. What is in machine learning first, for a system to recognize someone, you need to pack it or give it images a lot. But for us, we use just a sample for 300. But even 1,000, a million, it can help better to recognize a person. And they are here, all of those pictures. Then next step, after adding the pictures, you have to train the system so that next time it can recognize that student. Okay. We go on, train. Yes, after clicking, here you can't see. But in the background, there is something that's being executed. Let me open up my server and try to show you. As you can see, is giving you the folder location, showing data set with the name. As per now, it's showing Richard because I've also taken some of the pictures. They are there. It is going to train all the pictures for these particular folders that are there. As you can see, it is going on. This is the server. It's going on. When it is done training, it will bring out a page. It will display a page whereby they're going to show us statistics for each person. As we are waiting a little bit, just a little bit, because it has to take some time. It's learning the person. It's now on Luya.